Okay, so today I'm going to talk about and do a bit of a review on Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think anyone talks or thinks about bodybuilding without that name coming up. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger is what got bodybuilding on the map and is the reason why a lot of us are doing it today. I remember watching Pumping Iron when I was younger, and that was it. I was hooked. It's the most motivating thing I've ever seen. I think that if you haven't seen Pumping Iron, then you definitely can't call yourself a bodybuilder. It's definitely a must. You must see it. So I watched Pumping Iron. I thought, how amazing it was. Arnold is absolutely fantastic in it. I think whatever Arnold would have done, he would have been successful at. He proved that, whether it be acting or into politics or whatever, he's just that type of person. It's like I said before in a few of my other videos, mindset. You get some people that are just very positive and just successful people and going to be successful in whatever they do. And Arnold's one of them. Schwarzenegger back in the day, lived and breathed bodybuilding. A lot of people ask me about his training, and he used to train for long periods of time, but I think the lifestyle that they led back then was to train, have something to eat, go and lay on the beach, have a little kip, have something to eat again, train again. That was just the lifestyle. And it was very different to Mike Menzer, who come up with the more Dorian Yates type training, the HIIT, high intensity training, which was a much shorter period of time of training, really high intensity, as where Arnold used to do like a much longer workout. But it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if they'd have swapped, but I don't think they would have been the bodybuilders they were, just proving that when you find something that works for you and it works, you've got to stick with it. Dorian knew that worked for him and he stuck with it, and Arnold obviously found what worked for him. I mean, he come up with the him and Joe Weider come up with the Weider principles that still stand today. You can see them in a book, all the exercises, every single exercise you can think about, them two together are what sort of, like I said, made bodybuilding what it is today. I was very fortunate to actually go and see Arnold in a hotel. It was a small sort of like amount of people that could go and see him and listen to his life story, etc. And it was so interesting. When you look at Arnold, you're seeing someone there who's just going to do whatever it takes. We've talked about that before. Like I said, whatever he's going to put his mind to. Would Arnold be Mr. Olympia had he been doing it today? Probably yes, because I know back then, obviously, the thing that's changed the most is probably the legs. When you look at Mr. Olympias now, the legs are a lot bigger. But, that was the physique that was required then. Things have changed, obviously. So it's very unfair to compare Arnold with today's bodybuilders. I mean, obviously, today's bodybuilders look very much different, but, had you put Arnold in today's bodybuilding with his mindset, he would have probably still been right up there, maybe Mr. Olympia. So, it's interesting, but not really fair to compare different eras, really, to be honest with you. I'm going to pretty much talk about all the Mr. Olympias because it's quite interesting when you look at Arnold, and then Ronnie Coleman had his way, and Dorian Yates for me was massive because that's sort of when I sort of started when Dorian Yates was Mr. Olympia. So I got my motivation from sort of watching Pumping Iron with Arnold, and then obviously watching Dorian Yates winning the Olympia, coming from the UK, absolutely fantastic. We always wanted to aspire to probably be like Dorian, really, but Arnold, like I said, without him, it probably wouldn't be where it is today. Very interesting to always listen to what he has to say. He likes to see other people do well. You find that most successful people like to see others doing well as well, which is quite interesting, because some people, are very negative. If they're not doing so well, they don't want others to do well as well. But, most people I know that are successful like to see others do well. Arnold's one of them type of people, But yes, if you haven't seen Pumping Iron, you should definitely see it. Actually, there's a Pumping Iron 2, which is also very good. That's got Tom Platz and etc. and that, excellent. You need to see some of these old bodybuilding films and documentaries because they're excellent. In actual fact, I've just finished watching the new Dorian Yates Mass Monster DVD, which is absolutely fantastic, because that's just basically showing his life and how he went from, how he become Mr. Olympia. And it's always good to see them documentaries, and to see what they went through to get where they did. Talking and getting back to Arnold, absolutely legend when it comes to bodybuilding. He is basically the reason why most people today bodybuild. And like I said, there isn't a moment when you speak about bodybuilding, you always think Arnold. If you go out into the public and you always say to people about bodybuilding, they'll always come up with Arnold. I think that every single gym that you go into, there's a picture of Arnold, So Arnold really did put bodybuilding where it is. And looking at the way he used to train, I've seen many videos, so you can't say he wasn't training hard. He was training extremely hard, but slightly different, like I said, to the Dorian Yates way, a little bit longer, more often. But that, like I said, was the lifestyle out there. They were all doing it together. There was a sort of a very small amount of people. It wasn't so big then, obviously, so people used to look at them and think they were crazy, probably doing what they were doing. As where now, obviously, it's more accepted. A lot more people are doing the bodybuilding now than ever before, especially the women. It's more open now. There's more gyms than ever before. So it's become massive. The supplement industry's become absolutely huge. I never thought it would ever get like this. I've got to be honest with you. Back then, we used to train in the old backstreet gym. Bodybuilders were these, people that just, I don't know, were doing something different, and the general public didn't quite understand it. But that was good. I quite liked that. I like to be different. I like to look different. As where now, when you go out, you see most of the youngsters are sort of like pretty muscular. Pretty much most people train now, and it's been opened up to the general public more. There's a lot more gyms, supplement shops everywhere. You can buy it online. It's huge. But it's good, because really, training and bodybuilding, is an amazing thing and should be open to everyone, and everyone should at least get a chance to experience it. And don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. I keep saying this, but some form of training has got to be good for you. Eating healthy, doing some training, that can't be bad. So so Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, absolutely fantastic. I love watching documentaries on Arnold. I love listening to what Arnold's got to say. He's an absolute legend. And yes, we will talk about, probably next I'll probably talk about Ronnie Coleman, because there's some interesting things to talk about with him. I definitely want to get on to talking about Dorian Yates, and also some of the more recent Mr. Olympias like Jay Cutler and Phil Heath. I'll give you my opinion what I think of them. It's certainly evolved, and things have certainly changed, let's put it that way. But Arnold, what a great physique when you look at it, really. Obviously people always say the legs probably weren't as big, but humongous calves, an amazing chest, great upper body, big arms, 22, 23 inch arms, and to get that back then with the little knowledge that was about, it's different now. We've got more available to us. There's more gyms, there's more supplements, people know more. But to get like that, back then, is quite incredible. So to be honest with you, if I think Arnold was doing it now, I still think he probably would be Mr. Olympia, simply because whatever he puts his head to, he's going to be successful at. He's proved that, not just with the bodybuilding, but many other things. So, yep, Arnold, absolutely fantastic. And we'll be talking again soon. And subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be talking about loads more things, not just anything to do with bodybuilding. And also you can make comments, and you can, if there's anything you want me to talk about, then message me. If you're interested in any of the SNC supplements, then go on uksnc.co.uk, have a look at them, and we'll speak to you soon.